morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Kent for Monday, April 19th, 2021. We're brought to you by, as always, great people at Today's Dentistry. When you find the best, stick with the best. That's what I've done the last 27 years with Dr. Mike O'Neill. Best dentist I've ever gone to, the only dentist I've gone to those 27 years. I recommend him highly. Call 317-849-2933 if you're interested in finally, once and for all, taking great care of your teeth. It's that easy. Let's talk about sports. But first, hit subscribe, hit like, do all that stuff, ring the bell. I appreciate it. Joey Brunk. How about Joey? Joey leaves Bloomington and you think, okay, where's he going to go? Right? He's certainly not going to go within the Big Ten, is he? Well, yes, he did. And he's certainly not going to go to rival Ohio State. Well, yes, he did. He's going to go finish his college basketball career playing for Chris Holtmann in Columbus, Ohio. And, you know, we love Joey Brunk, but now he's a Buckeye. And so what do we do about that, right? These are not easy times to be a Joey Brunk fan, are they? From Southport to Butler to Indiana. We like Joey. Nobody from Indiana resents Butler and thinks ill of Butler. And people at Butler are generally very supportive of Indiana, unless those two teams are playing each other. But Indiana people don't like Ohio State. And now Joey Brunk's going to play for Ohio State. And I don't like it. I don't mind that Joey went there. But I certainly hope that when Indiana plays Ohio State, Indiana looks across or down the other bench and says, hey, you know what? Let's kick that guy's ass. Let's go. Joey Brunk to Ohio State. That was kind of surprising this weekend. Adrian Wojnarowski, this was not surprising, reported that Brad Stevens was offered $70 million over 7 years to become the Indiana University basketball coach. That's about right. $10 million a year. Indiana makes the offer. Brad Stevens says, no. It's never been about money for Brad Stevens. He got into college basketball on a contract that paid him donut. He was a volunteer assistant coach. He left a good job at Lilly to take that job with Butler. Never been about money with Brad. It shouldn't be about money with anybody. You don't want to be a fool about money, but you don't want to take a job because of money either. That never works out. The Colts, a little bit of news this week, and they re-signed CB Carrie, as we figured they would. Carrie, of course, a cornerback, and he was pretty good last year after coming over as a free agent. He was pretty good, so that defensive backfield really returns virtually intact, minus, at least to this point, Malik Hooker. You've got the starting safeties in Blackman and in Willis. Then you've got cornerbacks, and you've got plenty of them from last year. You've got Rock Yassin. You've got Xavier Rhodes, who re-signed. You've got, who else? Isaiah Rodgers. You've got Kenny Moore. You've got all those guys who are coming back lock, stock, and barrel. So what it appears, people have left. Walker has left. And Houston appears to be gone, although he could be re-signed. Autry is definitely gone. Costanzo's retired. So you've got holes at edge. You've got a kind of hole at linebacker. You've got a hole at left tackle, too, that the Colts are going to try to fill, I guess, during the draft, because when else would you do it? And then you've got the quarterback situation, right, where you've got Carson Wentz, who is going to replace Phillip Rivers. So what it seems like, that's the one place where the Colts have really invested in an upgrade. They've re-signed a lot of others. T.Y. Hilton, they re-signed, right? A lot of re-signings, not a lot of signings, other than that trade for Carson Wentz. So we can surmise from this point, or from this information, that what Chris Ballard and Frank Reich believe is that what they were missing last year, the piece that didn't allow them to go to a Super Bowl, was Phillip Rivers, because he's the one guy that to this point has been upgraded over the top of. So there you go. And I think you saw it the last 2.5 minutes of that game against the Bills, where Rivers just couldn't get it done. And so if they believe Wentz can get it done against the Bills in that scenario, you bring back the other guys, and that's your point of differentiation, and you feel good about it. So there you go. Pacers lost yesterday, 129-117. You know what? Nate McMillan, the acting head coach for the Atlanta Hawks, he's been pretty damn good for the Hawks. The Hawks, since he took over, are 16-6. They were 14-20 when they took over. Nate McMillan can coach. What were Pacers fans thinking that Nate McMillan couldn't coach? He's a hell of a good coach. Of course he's a good coach. Domas Sabonis yesterday, a -31 in the plus-minus. That wasn't good. And that -31 included a bucket that he made for the Hawks on a missed free throw, trying to go up and get the rebound. It came off. It went off his hand, and he put it in the bucket. That is embarrassing. That's like an own goal in soccer. You just don't get over that. That's something he's going to remember for quite some time. Pacers were in a position where they were trying to claw their way back into the game. And that rebound putback by Sabonis for the opponent really kind of decided the deal. It was not at a good time. What are you going to do? Spurs tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The Pacers now 26-30. They're 3 games on top of the Bulls and the Wizards as the bottom of the Eastern Conference is trying to sort itself out for the playoffs. So there you go. Worst perimeter defense in the league. The Pacers are not good defensively. And you know what? I think they're better offensively than they were, but they're not as good defensively. And Nate McMillan is a part of that reason. And let's face it, Nate Bjorkgren is also a part of that reason. Let's talk about the talent level with the Pacers and the drafts that they have executed since 2015. I really thought when I looked at this yesterday, I thought that we were going to find that the Pacers drafts lacked, that they were lacking. But you know what? The Pacers have actually had some drafts that were quite good. In 2020, they traded their first-round pick to the Bucks for Malcolm Brogdon. All right, they were not going to get somebody at 20 that you were going to feel good about. R.J. Hampton, or at 24, that they were going to feel good about. R.J. Hampton was drafted at 24. He's been traded a number of times, and he's all right, but he's not great. Goga Bitadze at 18, that wasn't a bad pick. If you look at WAR, things like that, or, that sort of VORP, value over replacement value, taking anybody immediately thereafter at 18, from 18 down, Bitadze has not been bad, to tell you the truth. The year before that, Aaron Holiday, I think they screwed that up. They should have taken Jalen Brunson. And I think, truth be told, if you got Kevin Pritchard alone in a room and had a serious conversation about that draft, he would say the same thing. TJ Leaf. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything, right? I mean, 2017, they took TJ Leaf in the 18 spot. That wasn't good. John Collins was taken immediately after that. Gerald Allen and OG Anunoby were taken 22 and 23. You almost could have thrown a dart at a board and taken a better player for TJ Leaf. At the time, I thought, okay, you know what? Here's a guy who was a freshman, showed himself to be offensively competent for UCLA, but he wasn't competent really in any way, shape, or form for the Pacers at an NBA level once he joined the team. That was not a good pick. In 2016, they took Karis LeVert. They traded him for Thad Young. After the 20th pick, though, the next 6 were wasted. They were not good picks. Sabonis went 11th in that draft, by the way. So they've got Sabonis and LeVert from that draft. They just kind of executed it in a different way. So you look at that draft and you say, all right, you know what, not too bad, actually. And in 2015, they took Miles Turner at 11. He is third in win shares behind Karl Anthony Towns and Montrezl Harrell in that draft. So Miles Turner, as the 11th overall pick in 15, a success. Oddly, the Pacers now have the 11th pick of the drafts in 2014, 15, and 16. Doug McDermott, the 11th pick in 2014, Turner in 15, Sabonis in 16. Anyway, I don't think the Pacers have done a bad job in terms of drafting. I thought that looking it up, I was going to find reason to not be generous with Kevin Pritchard, but you know what? The evidence shows something different. IU Indiana won the Big Ten soccer tournament over the weekend. They beat Penn State on Saturday in PKs. The game was tied at 1 heading into overtime. And then Indiana did a good job of kind of stymieing the Nittany Lions until they got to PKs, where things got evened up again. With about 10 minutes left in regulation, an Indiana defender committed a foul, which was a good foul because they probably give up a goal if not for that foul. He gets a red card, and so Indiana had to play a man down the rest of the way, but they played even with Penn State, which gave them the chance to win yet another Big Ten tournament championship. And Alex Palou won the IndyCar season opener at Barber yesterday. Jimmy Johnson was 19th. Will Power was second. There was no drama. Power kind of cut into the lead at the end, but that's what you would expect, right? That's what happens. Birthdays today. How about the great John Quick celebrating a birthday? Happy birthday to John Quick. Julie loves John Quick. We all love John Quick. Every right-thinking American loves John Quick. Chris Murrow, happy birthday. Andrea Jovanova, happy birthday. We enjoy saying her name every single year, celebrating her birthday. And Amy Lewis, happy birthday. If today's your birthday, you celebrate like hell. If it's not your birthday, you celebrate somebody else. That is best done with an honest and specific compliment. Me, I'm going to go get in an ice bath because we spent a lot of time working on the backyard over the weekend. That uses muscles that I don't normally use on a regular basis. So I'm going to go spend the day in an ice bath and enjoy hypothermia rather than deal with the soreness. What do you think of that? We'll talk to you a little bit later today inside Indiana Sports Now, right about 3 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock. We'll talk to you again. If it happens in sports, you'll hear about it here. Indiana Sports, it's what we think about. It's what we do. It's what we love.